there's a massive agenda going on to divert attention from critical issues. And nothing atem didie no IMO no, because atem didie is all intended to divert attention from the critical issues. No, it was a Ghana for munyina muhu baby. Abronye yo masa kochino. Massive diversionary tactics. Apologizing to President Kufuor just to divert attention, you know. Was the attempt did not call another level? Me say a diversionary at President Kufuor doesn't need anybody's apology because you know Captain Smart. Because in this case, Captain Smart was so right. Okay, but then this person wants to justify him as they say they are quite high for you. But say a man quite no did somebody who claimed they say seven cremophone in a Koran yet obi the pepanaton now a person claim it is out on your yeah. And I had your fighting with it, and tough will be no there. Imagine so be maybe to say me, I'm a Santin and Bejana, and I'm a cast and tough won't be there. And by now, and there's a whole national uproar. But on no, of course, our rights. So be Zambia, be no declare or Francophobia, so me and tough no do your matem. No can and tough will be the Jimmy. How can you even do that? Why should this even be allowed? And the NDC foot soldiers are trying so hard to justify this. CM4 be my means only NDD attempt. And like I'm saying, nobody has been able to call the person to order because NDC for one kasa ajia to say, ame ya o data bi. Anyele. Mokonyele. Di aneda, ewo mokonyele. Aya o data bi. Neda ewo mokonyele. And udi ya patch o crowd ya koda. Obi amfutuma kojonsona koda. But then you come to another level where also say, yeah, ma can I justify no and a President Kufuor say, and no Obi now Obi I had your fatina kodi di Obi atema. What has that got to do with just President Kufuor? How does that justify the fact that Sahaja Fatim Pone and Pampo say, Wakwa kodi di Obi atema? And when for President Kufuor was saying, Haja Fati nebusu any President Kufuor. Haja Fati, never President Kufuor na. There's no correlation. Politics here, we grow, we mature. And Ghana politics will be there advances over the years. We've matured and we've grown. We've matured and we've grown. And to say I'm maturing a grower. This is no time. I was here small be. So many do be at all their own suman for granted. My argument is that Nipan is an agent of NDC. Because agents of NDC chess or your party member. Agents of NDC chess by your conduct. What I said, what Jinipana Tunsa will endorse it because number one, you've not dissociated yourself. Number two, you've never condemned it. Number three, you've never said Nipa where you kasa mayeyo. And this person, the relationship between you and that person. And on one immediately tabis or more, social media atem. Because what if even that day, Captain Smart Kasai or Kasai Emperor President Kufuor, Captain Smart was so civil. Me the way me name Captain Smart for years. For the first time, Captain Smart bred a voice I say. Captain Smart, I mean, no, he will not do that for anybody. But on one, I'm sure that he anticipated that Brad will be the atom. Captain Smart said that lower and the voice, not wait the Pacho. Now what do you want? And then he proceeded to give you evidence. Say President Kufuor in your way, and they completed it. It just to arrogantly and being the typical bully and ignorant person, you know. Person of to say when the person has been found out, you expose you. The okay against President Kufuor no correct. The who didn't attempt is insensitive, is unconscionable. That will be on wheelchair at his age. Now that Lumba Grodia 62 no we. Now the President Kufuor 80 plus not in come no or wheelchair man. Now one say me papa could not even get to President Kufuor age no we. Me papa when do President Kufuor age no we. At a most seriously. Say President Kufuor decide age, you know, which any news. But again, because you are exposed, you say human physiology, anatomy, and what they will form, won't say when I say because human anatomy is not dependent on your wheelchair move, how you be any brony or jogging, because and completely inaccurate and ignorant. You are exposed you. But on person to say are exposing it, you know, also the cassette and a Captain Smart and a Captain Captain Smart doesn't need your respect. What I said, what Captain Smart said was accurate. He was on point, and we are standing 10 toes down on business. We'll continue to expose him. We say, "Atem di dieni na what diverted from why TikTok so Coco social the moso and the call why President Kufuor so and the Abesi Haja Fati so a diversion tactic because." Na bank of Ghana for your money so more explain this can actually acquire some boka way at war. And that is why some media person need go upon and talk another diversionary tactics. The core of the issue is Sikano Wahe. Mama Kokun talk we go upon Kroma, not go upon Kroma, so I respond. No diversionary tactics. Emfa. Diversionary tactics, we say Emfa o Emfa. Sikano Wahe. $3.18 billion. $3.18 billion. Bank of Ghana is Canaway. Gold now, we got 19 tons of gold. We will not allow any diversionary tactics to Maza. Mukochi Abronya 1 million times to come for would they deal with Abronya? Second, they are court of competent jurisdiction. And nothing as they say, Omu push ya say, the law judges for gum, judge Nekwani and Rano, judge, I will bet me, Obama judgment or Mumpeniam, Yasama Wama, kitchen blogger, no, do a temo to the stand and Nano, ne papa case to court, once obey a judge. A judge, I want couldn't score Radina coupon. And again, NDC Fanka. Yeah, obey ye judge, no, watch your back, threaten the judge, Yanka. And so to me, Kochi Abronye, it's publication of false news. Which me Kochi Obi, why a billboard, say Mahama Dunso is back. Me say the Mahama I know will never approve saying Kochi Obi because Wakase Tia Mahama. The Mahama I know will never do that. And to Mahama Krona, ono wabano, sa President Mahama ya wabase si ananya the President Mahama I know. This one there is a different President Mahama. The President Mahama I know will never tell anybody. As I see, to me, fire some wrong impression, be inaccuracy, be fake news, false news, any diversionary tactics be a cost. We need to explain it to be an Obianton wants to say. There's a massive agenda going on to divert attention from critical issues, and they will expose it. And nothing atem didie no I am more no. Because atem didie is all intended to divert attention from the critical issues. No, it was a Ghana for Munyana baby a musika ko I am person and go started with the gold and we will look at all that. We look at Abronya issue. No, Nina diversionary tactics. Abronya or Masan Cochino, a massive diversionary tactics. Your friend me Vim lady. Mema good evening you. Forget it. Atem didie smear campaign propaganda. Ne menya catch them that. Forget it. It is all targeted. It is targeted from Doomsoba. Yes, Doomsoba. Me enko ye president for and dive to be attention call to other issues, and then we will expose all that. And then Omasan start. You see, many Abema Kofi Adoma. No Wasimbia no can. Or see many are mad, but few are naked. Seriously, you won't go for on my gun jumping in Yeduma. Until they mask it with other things. Including at MDA, so that you ever feel so one answer. But I'm telling you, said you're not Kofi Adoma. Many are mad, but few are naked because we need at least we are rationally. Yeah, 1 + 1 wouldn't say 2. We are normal human being now. 1 + 1 wouldn't say 2. Into Obia on him say, and yes, school maybe I won't call you, but rationally. Crowd cast 1 + 1 is something extreme, but no be on I say pins no BCC because some people just say apologize to President Kufuor just to divert attention, you know. What's the attempt did not call another level? Me say divert at President Kufuor doesn't need anybody's apology because you see President Kufuor nana crowd no. You will not even be President Kufuor nana crowd level. Nana say President Kufuor nana worry nana crowd no. Now, I mean, apologize. You can shove your apology down your something. Shove your apology down your something. Nobody cares. Oh, here apology. But to divert it, meaning Captain Smart. Because me Captain Smart of or you wrong me to me fire no. But in this case, Captain Smart was so right. I'll come back to the Abronya issue. Nina me say Abronya issue no diversionary tactics from Bank of Ghana. Look, Abanye to me at way declare loss. Imagine some for your moody attempt President Kufuor tin baby cry on carry. Wako choppy stray bullet or more day President Kufuor. And look at their summa NDC full soldiers. Ama omu data to deliberately and intentionally defend this. How can this be defended? Papa on Jane we free ni power. Wako tinani baby. They are defending it so much at a most time. And I will be quiet at a most. Ni a diversionary tactics. Atamuzo uye ne diversionary tactics, and then obi kokan Rollins as diversionary tactics, and on komuso Rollins be AFR school no a omuso ye kunkum omo nkan on komuso ma medi di atem Omo meso camera ni di atem. Me, I was a reporter at National Reconciliation Commission. Many anas, I remember our anas. Any of being menu ni akosi ajimemo. We were reporters at National Reconciliation Commission. Sometimes no, not some of the telita mini telita be so mudi di atem no, not diaper. Cranem so no munche diaper. I was a reporter at National Reconciliation Commission. And there were people, including my maybe Oba National Reconciliation Commission, who came to say, soldier for Wokofodia. Ewo no yefe akekedro ni gunpowder ma mini too much just wan wubio ekwomoso but then this person wants to justify him as say they akwa haja fatuo per se e man kwan no dia somebody who claimed they say seven kremofo nyina koran no ye obi di pepa no to no now opeso claim it is out on the oye and haja fatimu de and entafo binum de imagine so obi me to say me am yasanti ni na mbegina ha and am ka entafo mu bi de enka by now enka there's a whole national uproar but ono ofo say all right so be Zambia be no declare say or frankofo bi so me entafo no do o matem no ka entafo bi de o magimi na bi how can you even do that? Why should this even be allowed? And NDC foot soldiers are trying so hard to justify this. CM4 be my means only NDD attempt. And like I'm saying, nobody has been able to call the person to order because NDC for one kasa ajia to say, ame ya o data bi. Omo amu nimso makofa data ba. Di ane anye na nele. Anyele. Mokonyele. Bi aneda ewo mokonyele aya wo data bi na eda ewo mokonyele anya awie sane anya it's just crazy. It's just crazy. A human being I no feel say your man quite no didn't conform mama no papa them na he's justified and who their own patch or crowd your koda obi amfutuma okodunso na koda. But then you come to another level where also say, yeah, ma can I justify candidate no and a President Kufuor say, and no obi na obi ahaja fatina kodi di obi atema. What has that got to do with just President Kufuor? How does that justify the fact that Sahaja Fatim Pone and Pampo say, Wakwa kodi di obi atema? And when for President Kufuor was saying, Haja Fati nebusu any President Kufuor. Haja Fati, ne President Kufuor na. There's no correlation. But even say obi kra kwa kodi obi atema say be obi a wanyansa including President Mama said the President Mama wanyansa and obi kra the President Rollins atema and kanya enye ne ma ezeneto Kimathi na ya santoa e kanya omo na nkomo kra mbeka say they are justified say also mbe responding to nipa no but as matured as decent the President Rollins who ye e na kra do who ye hwe ye omo ye very matured, very decent, very classy, very polished. They would never take a camera, put the camera up and insult Obi because Obi Abekaseti or mommy and Obi Abekaseti or papa. And as no one that said as an actor should post a man, vice president, a parliament. Yeah, Juma can say a dear man because our class or a medical doctor, not Jimuda. And you what? I mean, say you could share the Abranti also there, but I mean, look at how could you share me as a one year into our achievement. Oh, we are saying 2. 1, what are you brony? 2, oh, they can be attempt. That's the only achievement in life. That is your only achievement in life. It's just sad to sit there. It's cringe. It's cringe to sit there and see Onipa Daseni just consistently attacking a man. CID boss, yeah, they are going and they abedi aja fatio. Why? And NDC, you are sitting there allowing it. You have some very responsible women in your government. And then I'm also so Sebe. Politics here, we grow, we mature. And Ghana politics will be there advances over the years. We've matured and we've grown. We've matured and we've grown. And to say, I'm matured a grower. This is no time. I was here, so maybe you be at all their own suman for granted. My argument is that Nipan is an agent of NDC. Because agent of NDC in Chester or your party member, agent of NDC Chester, by your conduct. What I said, what Jinipana Tunsa will endorse it because number 1, you've not dissociated yourself. Number 2, you've never condemned it. Number 3, you've never said Nipa where you kasa mayeyo. And this person, the relationship between you and that person. And on one minute later be so more social media moody at them. Because what if even that day, Captain Smart Kasai or Kasai Emperor President Kufuor, Captain Smart was so civil. Me they were me name Captain Smart for years. For the first time, Captain Smart bred a voice I say. Captain Smart, I mean, no, he will not do that for anybody. But on one, I'm sure that he anticipated say Abrante Oba be atem. Captain said that lower and the voice not wait the pacho. Now what you want and then he proceeded to give you evidence. Oh, say President Kufuor way, and they completed it. It just to arrogantly and being the typical bully and ignorant person, On person of to say when the person has been found out, expose you. They all can't against President Kufuor no correct. They all didn't attempt is insensitive, it's unconscionable that will be a wheelchair at his age. Now that Lumba Grody 62 no ye. Now the President Kufuor 80 plus not in come no or wheelchair man. Now one say me papa could not even get to President Kufuor age no who ye. Me papa when do President Kufuor age no who ye. At most seriously, say President Kufuor decide age no wheelchair any news. Any news, but again, because you are exposing, say human physiology, anatomy, and what they were from, won't say when I say because human anatomy is not dependent on your wheelchair, how you be any brony or jogging because and completely inaccurate and ignorant. You expose you, but on person better to say exposing it, also the cassette and a captain smart and a captain smart doesn't need your respect. Patcho Johnson. What I said, what Captain Smart said was accurate. He was on point, and we are standing 10 toes down on business. We'll continue to expose him. You see, at them the DNA what diverted from why TikTok so Coco Joshua Bemoso and the call why President Kufuor and the Abesi Hajafati so a diversion tactic because look, there's a Bank of Ghana case a buying 2025 on whoever buy this kind of free, why is he Ghana youth? Yeah, serious. Yeah, tell my name maybe a because a day in a Bank of Ghana, it to me eboka 34.95 billion Ghana cedis. Oh, the bad dollar more 3.18 billion. Sika equity or IMF no is less than this one. Yeah, the 3 billion IMF. Your conditionality is almost already mine, including any domestic debt exchange. And only can overata boni awaye ni bi no domestic debt exchange. Meanwhile, ya boka Bank of Ghana declares ya boka 3.18 billion, and according to Bank of Ghana Nakasa report, this is just a car a year for the fiscal year of 2025. Sikane ehwan eboka no. What is that? What are the sources of the debt? Adana Bank of Ghana may itemize sources of that debt. It is to divert attention from Bank of Ghana, Kawe or Mabo, because Canon Kofwa Chedi. Sikawe, ya Chedi. And you are writing off as bad debt. Imagine that this same person here, what to know, dear to the power here. Say, MPP, President Kufuor also were CK. Arrogantly and ignorantly bullying President Kufuor, so were CK. Meanwhile, President Kufuor, nobody has even taken him to court, not even allegation. Even the people who claim that President Kufuor has their own tafo, they see no one to me a tafo number. You see, this person, even Okoya can say, Haja Fati, na just say, Asema Yusuma no coming to me because a Suma mano. To the point that on Haja Fati is Suma Kamfo. You see his hatred for Kamfo. Ni hatred that me can ye be friend now ethnocentric comment. This person is attacking accounts. He's attacking accounts. No. Asama oka say Haja Fati sebi no o se sebi brusem predu me to me kan manum ti na me bu sebi no. Say Haja Fati agimi. Enti Haja Fati no de nani monyama koma akanfo. Na just say can you imagine when the human character when that by human character derived from tribe and ethnic group obia ni moja one subain subain enye tribe related subain enye ethnic group related, and anybody who has had exposure obia what's in a classroom obia was street knowledge street sense no kwa him say ethnic subain enye baby a free subain ya one kasa said ya wa about life enye baby a free. But this person has continued with Didi Aja Fatiata friend 10 years. They say you be and a cofre will be 10 years, and by now there's an uproar. Didi Chief Imam Atem send chromophone in our Koran and the toilet. Still, Moody Nature supporting him. Moody Nature supporting, and he's trying so hard to justify the insult. to justify it. Nina to divert attention from 3.18 billion now. Bank of Ghana for action or no. Sikano Kofwedi. 3.18 billion. Eye Kufuado. And now President Kufo. And now Obi for buying. And Uncle Boss Aka will go and Cabranti and Kenyanka 24/7. Obedi the attempt. And 24-hour economy. No better than 24-hour insults, 24-hour abuse, 24-hour bullying. And one Uncle Debebo. 24-hour of bullying. And so no. The so-called the agent for the principal for now here Juma Mono. Our mama is scanning at the other year they know. Omonkwaka 34.95 billion. But a young person, let this money ring in your bell. I brought nurse for pay post your munya posting. I can't also want to mean for BR. Omonko website in Koye. The frustrating nature of this website. Ye pescadia post teachers. Ye pescadia teachers. Teachers here about coding the basha and a demonstration. This money can be used to help them. Sikan ki ebeti mi ama doctors kolebu for na no so mbe demonstration omu nyina sika no nkofo achedi 34.95 billion. Let's me say repeat it everywhere you go. No be ehun say sika we ahyegu nkofo adi sika we ahyegu until say Bank of Ghana baba be share the sources of this loss, the sources of this loss, where the sources the loss came from, how it came from, how it came about, and what effort Bank of Ghana took to recover the money. Out to the extent that recoverability, was not probable until now they declared it as bad debt. For the 1 year poll for the year 2025, I'm just quoting Bank of Ghana. I'm just quoting Bank of Ghana. Almost say this is a loss that was arrived at for the year 2025 financial year. Crazy. 1 year. Don't forget that this same Bank of Ghana, no. The Bank of Ghana now omo gold deposit of 30 tons. Till gold deposit 30 tons. MPP for new corner. Gold omo handing over man NDC for ye 30 tons. NDC for be ye 8 tons kan ho. And omo ton 19 tons. Sasika ni nyina say omo ka so omo koto because omo the paper better parliament say yemo omo kwan no omo koto bi meshem. There will be another loss of about $1.8 million. 2 losses. They want to divert attention from it. And we see akwakochi abronya account. Until look, the diversionary tactics is multifaceted. Where did you attempt to divert it? Ni akwachi abronya so they divert it so that news portals ni will now be talking. Oh, abronya ya channel. Oh, now where did he attempt? Oh, I reply Captain Smart. Oh, I say, why Haja Fati? Everybody, bloggers now will be talking about the diversionary tactics. Diversionary tactics. Now, it's just sad. The effrontery of somebody said after all this, oh yeah, see now the Nyankubo will tell Kakra that Usuno Bino Yabia. Usuno Bino Yabia. Seriously, it's just sad. Say yeah, build your mind, and that's why I am a Yama President Mama, because it appears President Mama surrounding home with some people who just wants to disgrace and embarrass him. President Mama surrounding home with some people one person with disgracing and no more embarrassing because else I don't understand this. Abronya de ya makwa kwachine mo ngasa politicians mo ya aware say the political playbook near one. What your political opponent chances are that to be jail no. Yet ya opuni asemekosi saying 8 years of prosecution of opuni cobra and then this is no filing no prosecution almost stopping prosecution of the case. What you say? Several other cases. Anti politicians ngasa nim say abronya we o machi no to be jail no. Cobra side because abronya ni MPP for no will marshal the best legal brains and they will try to bring about all sorts of technicalities. It's 1 year and 4 years now so. And NDC for nkasa so aware say abronya, you are just making abronya popular. In fact, right now, abronya boni da no ye na MPP for ni bimpo kasa na abronya kasa ni utterances and more muluzi MPP for na kasa stop it. I'm forget this again because everything has gone to push the agenda say more persecute abronya. Because really, abrantie we akokofa Haja Fatia betna odi atem. Abrantie we abadi President Kufu atem. Oni ni military tabis on my young for the things they said about a year first President Kufu were risk any publication of false news. It's a head and more attorney general and police. Muijai Obia for 8 years. He has consistently published false news. Me I'm publishing false news about me. And then they say, and then I say, and then I say, Nina false news. Or channel they call I say the boss of false news. And I know they call false news. It either na we san wow apparachikis no. One kasa your lieutenant or agent are consistently with many Teletubbies who didn't comfort them publishing false news. Consistently, the false news. They are using the false news to also bully people. What Jomo and you are going after Abronye. People want him to Abronye to be funny too. Yen you know, Abronye case, a better say Opuni case. In the end, Abronye will come out more popular. I don't even support Abronye insults because I have sat here and said it. And I'm kokaya kokamunya bedi matemno. I said Abronye should maybe I told Baomi, I said, look, Abronye is your agent. He's somebody who is seen on your platform. And to be him say wakola no friend Natiano. Said it. But it doesn't change the fact that you cannot pick and choose which cases you are prosecuting. And this is why I'm a boss. Something like that was very apt. So we are weaponizing the law. Weaponization of the law against political opponents. Weaponizing the law. Because any weaponization, and then I won't nipa or publish false news. Who nipa or did attempt, who nipa abuse you be, who nipa so be a without evidence. The person cannot prove it by today. Now President Kufuor, only evidence. What's the President Kufuor we are and then I the evidence about we are 1,000, we are 2,000, we are way, and this matter is a matter that went to court and it is gone through due process and the person was convicted of stealing. Who did be? It's the obey and say man there President Kufuor no ya hwan and you na nko for be here at most no coins adrenaline coins low IQ coins brains. The only defense will be defending the insult because you are telling that commercially NDC full soldiers. Hey, you need to know more can I say no. To the point that NDC full soldiers, if you can open hono coins thinking, but here lights a gua. You know, imagine any coins. And I'll be him say TV studio beer your lights bed your and depending on even the tone of the light, you know, you can change it to just say adrenal form. Yen yo bia wan maybe I'm say utumi nyame won scandal bia meka and I say and me ko wi obi sika me one city no so many eti do be an say me ye no and I way and obi kwase ye friend Gladys ata onya asantini ye and your friend me kwa break comfort adwene cresa even push say your friend obi Gladys Arthur e just Arthur ne ye ne papa din eti ne pa ni so ya asantini can say matrilineal again points thinking. Diversionary tactics. So man catch me say diversionary tactics. So this week there are two things. Even NDC and Casa 24-hour economy, no. Nobody wants us to even ask questions. And I mean, I'm putting it to President Mama. President Mama, what's now one my own crop for way? Or must say vision, no agenda. I'm telling you, President Mama. They are spoiling, damaging, denigrating your own agenda and vision. Because a good father by 1.5 years, not 3 years, no, a year. Now, there were problems with it. Accommodation, yeah, but they were rolling it out. Meanwhile, 1.5 years of President Mahama, Anka by now, and he rolling out at least 24-hour economy in major cities. Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takrade, Tamale, at least he rolling out 24-hour economy, no. To 1.5 years old, Nipa Boni for no more President Mahama, President Mahama, they have convinced him say Yankochi Abronye. Meanwhile, you are diverting your own energy to arresting your political opponent. I won't even take case of Nkosi Wute. And then to so puni the NLB, Nkosi Wute. And you end up making Abronye the hero of MPP. It's Abronye crank ordinarily in the next election and Abronye beluzo. But because of this perceived persecution, Abronye may win. Because wow, arrest and hounding of Abronye when the same law no publication of false you one kasa unkro fa koyebi and me say the President Mahama I know from parliament the Mahama I know in parliament when I was a parliamentary reporter when I'm a chikwa na President Mahama na kasa fra efia bra me wo fila bra em come in pigeon home efia to say the President Mahama I know will never say so obi akwa koye a billboard akotro Dumso is back the President Mahama photo about so be kase enkoche no. It is these political Teletubbies I've been money for no. Their President Rollins Moody said babies with sharp teeth, old evil dwarfs. The old evil dwarfs. Any babies with sharp teeth, and I'll go President Mama, but Muno Mokachano. Chiwe. Diverting attention from 24-hour economy. Meanwhile, energy way. And how you soon now the fix the economy na kebebwa. And how you soon now the economy you said the report teacher said the EFS economy is good on paper. They need a bottom no. And kebebwa. And can President Mama be fra konya so no way to me and your legacy be said at least 4 years so you could just went to me and your craft 24-hour economy need a will deliver in the capital cities. Opian say 24-hour economy, the President Mama going to me now within 4 years, but at least in the capital city needed, President Mama to me deliver Accra, Temakumase, Takrade. Oh yeah, Accra, Kumase, Accra, Takrade, is okay. A home po 4 years, why be? But diversionary taxes are brony bay for no more buying him. The old evil dwarfs and the babies with sharp teeth no more, or more President Mama, Quamon and Quachi Abronye. I can only pay or two old President Kufuata Mamusam Pachewi. Ono na semo kache President Kufuor na publication of false news channel. Asemo kache CID boss no more release Abronya no wetu kane. Emu de na ye false channel. Emu de na ye publication of false news channel. The attack on why President Mama wa unia Hajia Fati, President Mama wan kasa unia any Hajia Fati. So be di Hajia Fati atem. And they okay. Oka kan meka na first say want to be so di obi atem. Who to me the obiatema? It's up to them to call who to me to order. And before you know much letter come NDC for someone to me. And I have said, me say there are so many videos of the wound to me station. No, me crown. I'm di mateme. Wound to me station. Me anka somo yemi. When I say something against MPP for to me yemi. So that is not neither here nor there because me say my criticizing MPP for coca ya kotaba omi boy coca. But now didi matem and I made the one to mechi and I made the or the big crack or see me kunu kraso. Or the big or see me kunu kraso. And it just say me I was just telling MPP for some 1 year study. Now more attack can they Japan camp no more munjai. And I called on Baumia to talk to all of them because I'm going to no political teletubbies. And when you be at them, it's when these novice, so small girls, journalists, Nana man, if you have Pocanama, Nana, I am in person, go to some the newsroom, I do my grow who's so. Members now, it is over so I have trumpets over trendy. Newsroom, I do my grow who's madam, yesterday. Yesterday. And station be a call you of him, and you should be able to elevate that station to #1 status. Oh, bra penny cast smart cry Kanyans as a wood ye. Oh, my Becky can the opera. I ask him without portfolio, just they just want to join in and just say, yeah, man, Crofosica one agenda. And say, and I be beyond count one on no crania santini. And on no crown, no upon him. And on no crown. And can't buy anyone because a Vim lady a Yesica. Vim lady MPP or contract. Vim lady or say, Vim lady or a command get fund. Vim lady or scholarship a scholarship on the MPP. Unya hute. Because me, I have insisted and told myself it's a matter of principle. I've been being one my mekwakoje panier was here. Until from President Kufuor 1, President Kufuor 2, Nanado, Atamoso, Menkwaji pin. Miniane, Obobia da Kupoku. Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Mini Obobia starting as journalists, floor members here also. Busa, Obobia no come story in show. I've grown a mood in Americano. We see no amount of propaganda and a befa. Sa propaganda mo kofa bloggers nza kona koka se fia poke ku eyi ma ba omi ama ni position no ma me ti abrochi obi ya ma obi o ti abrochi position focus on the issue. Bank of Ghana for 3.18 billion sika no we Bank of Ghana and as a Ghanaian no wo per factories ni bi wo per Mrs. Sensika wenke anya ye kwa one factory nke betimi de esi one single factory nke betimi de esi. You should be concerned about the whereabouts of this money. Meanwhile, diversion, President Kufuor, Tini baby, on Usaska, we 1 city grand fan in terminal. Yasuma so be here, President Kufuor, on Wesica. Why no Wesica more? Between Bank of Ghana that cannot account for $3.18 billion. So, Massaye City, so $3.18 billion. Bank of Ghana cannot account for it. So they've declared it as bad debt. Between Bank of Ghana for they cannot declare for this money in just 1 year. 1 year. Any President Kufuor call retirement almost 20 years. One year come for. I also yam ma kwana kwa no champion aba na na atemdidie hine the first atemdidie mu kinkon yam ma kwan obi achobo ahagbe chobe ahagbe wamba how jele how jam President Kufuor how divert attention was someone more in a Bank of Ghana, and honey, what divert attention to President Kufuor. The next year, about divert attention to Captain Smart. They are all diversionary taxes. I brought you the diversionary taxes. In a jail Saneko. Diversionary taxes. They know they cannot jail Abronye. Because even to establish the case, I have a publication of false news. No, you must establish some elements in the law. You must establish some elements in the law because and I'm gonna make a say Abronya will come up with us, and then this is what is saying. Abronya lawyer is saying that we are weaponized and say government must protect citizens' liberties and ensure that security agencies respect the procedure so that no citizens should be subjected to arbitrary arrest or remand. Yes. No citizen should be subjected to arbitrary arrest or remand. But because you can see that this is political persecution. This is political persecution. And it's sad, say, as somebody who even criticized President Akufo-Addo, so also your culture of silence when President Akufo-Addo was in power. No, so I even criticized President Akufo-Addo because Crawford Kakra President Akufo-Addo time ye chichi omunupono. Say, and yet we all joined NDC to criticize President Akufo-Addo. The media there, men touch it. Freedom of expression there, their responsibilities. It's too Freddy Pana, they am bonding on the Senate, and next time uko ye my baby show. Bonding, there are so many things you can do. Bond on money, sign a bond. But why you say where there be? Yeah, the choir be first we be choke in the Rambo star. And then they kwachi abronye kwa to obi she ayi akotade. And then the BNI for the national security for more back, almost akotade because see people want to please their paymasters. They want to please their paymasters. And abronya kochino. That ben now be we are so national security for share if you go akotade mami show pray. Go back. Go back. That ben now be we are say who say na mami bobi em go back. And that ben now who say national security this is national security officer. National security officer cum police. Our shakotade ya chi abronya in a Rambo star. Or person ye na ni paymaster do ya why ya de what channel. Ya de ya say na ya kwachi terrorist cry be akoya okose East Legon ya. Oni ma de ya o video mo ono de eton dark web no so no kwa kwachi na ye ni say. Guy na police according to CID. Oni ma da all recorded ton videos no. Any man before no so omo man Crawford da for sika no omo kwa kwachi omo ye de national security ni o shakotade say koye. It's all to show where the power lies. To show their opponents where the power lies. And I'm saying, Sir President Mahama, but this was not his vision. And to no NDC for no are destroying his vision. President Mahama, sorry. President Mahama, sorry. President Mahama, sorry. His Excellency, sorry. One sorry 4 years and Crawford will go any massive. O ma shada ya so mu di please o mu be go any massive. President Mahama, sorry. Sorry, why? Sorry, no mu go any massive. A Democrat like President Mahama. A decent man like President Mahama. Obi oye media ni like President Mahama. Oye no kwana President Mahama na kasa kra san fra wachi yawo. To show you say we John say obey ye no. The President Mahama way na ban na ye hounding kofo. And na dey national security for ni police for bo mu show uniform. Ye sha akotade ye de be chi abroad ye de kokot na camera sim try na hu say gongongo your ye ba ye chin kofo. How did we get here? Is this the democracy we want? The democracy we fought here and it's a shame. It's a shame. Say Ghana, you just say, yeah, say you did, but to this point. Yeah, say you did, but to this point. When national security for have all become political national security. Bureau of National Investigation for a year, friends saying political parachikis. Not people who just want justice and they want the law to work. There be people who just want to show their payments. They say, yeah, Juma. Yeah, Juma. It's a shame. And President Mahama make an excellency. Sorry, not saying on Crawford. They said they are destroying your government and the reputation of government. It doesn't make sense. Much that they not court. Then you start chilling Rambo star just to divert attention for Bank of Ghana. But she can't hear. Obiara fear. Me say some of us you cannot buy us. Some of us want to me if I am to board so. Some of us want to be my appointment. Some of us here in J. I made me record that from 2016, manje, and that mean j. Nane Kufuor buy manje, and that mean j. 2016, I can't send Kofa Kwaji V8 me. I didn't go manje. Kufuor buy a sing Kofa Chichenia, me manje. Hey, I get Kufuor buy na me pem baby tina got na my broochery. Because I me kunu ade me ho. Men obi ani wo betimi aka asem way gidigiro omo di matembe 2 weeks ni me boys no mo manage me social media no kra na ebre omo to me release out no adam say let them do it omo bra mo bejai enka sa bro bi wo say dey fiapo kana NDC abanso no beje contract no ji nka you will never find my name in any government contract document. Not get fund, not school feeding, no one buffer stock, there you will not find my name anywhere because me ko je me banchira ba me ma tombo there e what time I come tonight. Body bancho bayiro money. Meaning me a hustle girl. I know how to turn 20 cities around. It me ko ju obi appointment. Me ko je get fund scholarship kra no abenyame. Me ko je scholarship secretariat ko me je. You cannot find any dossier. The other candidate na ono kra ni say name the atanti. Say onya asantini. Does it even matter? Does it matter? Well, we need I can for a matrilineal. But I mean, I give them ignorance. They say people sleep in ignorance, they wake up in ignorance, and they sit in ignorance. And so when they are boldly and arrogantly displaying their ignorance, boldly displaying their ignorance. Of course, I answer. Only to display no. It's just sad. Me say, Mpacho. Tell Madam for DJ Willie Becker. They tell a friend and tell a friend you tell another friend. Say a Bank of Ghana for Boka Ghana for taxpayers' money. I bet me they see it factory ni be more in here. $3.18 billion is more than the money we took from World Bank. It's more than the money we took from World Bank. So I can't be on what that for being to say gold the Ghana mind ya. Bank of Ghana for 19 tons. We don't know who they sold the gold to. 19 tons of gold out of the 38 tons of gold at World Bank of Ghana. 19 tons of gold. I say you got to gold ni before Friday be me best boka 1.4 billion. Oma boka. Into where you President Kufuor 1 years ago. And yet they want to divert attention. So they bet, President Kufuor, I did China Captain Swan. Where are you to Captain Swan be responding? So that a baby bridge President Kufuor Captain Swan diversionary tactics upon diversionary tactics, but don't get it twisted. Now you want one call here, Makola. See, I am Makola. Was he man free? A jomo de Omako baby from. I said, oh, could the deep pizza to Fatem? Omokro market yasio. Or did you matem? I don't know, could the Makola for atem, a journey for atem. Makola, the Janishio, yes, for decency and the planning purposes, he relocated. When rightfully so. Maybe I'm all for planning and I'm all for discipline. Because I am to me go Dubai and go trap pictures. One Ghana say. Near could Dubai, near could traffic sex, not Ghana say. We must do the needful. It is a Accra metropolitan area, so almost says a year. Me support it. Me support it. But the same attempt did you know did business for them. I don't know if I'm media Accra for them. Because Accra for any can for. Kumasi for the hatred, any resentment here for Kumasi for near I can for 1 year or more. 1 year or more. Who just saw, who feel more from an unknown tableau to a basso. And I am they say good evening, Ghana. No, they compile the insults. They compile the insults. So we only paid you to for them. Good evening, Ghana. Compile the insults. Out to the extent, hey, who did you me to me because I am no poor man. Did you to for them? Me see you're matching boot for boot. Nobody will allow that nonsense. Or be respecting it yet. Oh, until self I bet nobody did not no. Nobody will allow you to insult anybody's king or chief. Yeah, but kinda. Who kofa ukromo hine metra be did not temo. Ba kofa obi de piano the obi to board. Who the chief mama to board yenina emma so da. We will stop it. First near see and kasa near see and kasa. Yen kasa. Nampenifobia men fino and don't descend into the gutter. We'll descend to the pit of hell. We would descend to the pit of hell and clean him up and hey, you're back shining answered red. Oh, na where the gonjon peanutty. No, my friend, say gonjon peanutty, men fee wine. No, you too for gonjon peanutty, a bet any so. Gonjon peanutty, a bet any so. Na go jump in into and carry the back aja party on aja party why then. Politics. Ye nyina in politics and ma about politics more we are solid. I'm a big the biggest oba in Ghanaian politics or ye big we nana kredu free wa. Nana kredu. And son what by the 31st one man on you almost started 31st no. Shelly Aitemu. Any mammy mammy with reference. And yet oh mammy with Johnson. BB Johnson, me refi my first name. Omoni nana kredu na year 31st. Those are the women. And son out from what but Anna Benua do level. Amma Benua do ni Christian church. Did you even hear at the time so did you be at them? Ube one ma Benua do ni baby and Saba ebeba studio. Amma Benua do for some for Canada Japan me studio on air. Omuwe ya Fridays adome family aye dokono any sardine any corn beef no mutu no mu didi. Amma Benua do did birthday baby Canada Japan sponsor. These are politically matured people. It's so silly and so naive. There's a word I'm looking for, not naive. It's silly and uneducated, very uneducated, very empty thinking. Say President Mama now force oh yeah man, force who did ya mama President Mama no consumer. Force who did ya mama NDC executive Ben 50 kwete anase see don't get na bet na obe force obe camera no so didi MPP for atem and now didi haja fati atem. I said, don't get your share party on any chance. Mama, you know, say, who do you because they understand the game and they know say game. No. I said, don't get your can't say, tell because boo bet into just I want to bet and son what you can I say, but will be papa. I will cheer dear. We are not a catana or bow be a woman and I was something cron banner bow way and coupon bono. Shame on you. Shame on you. As a man, who you are supposed to be leading a family. What dream was for more say we about part where didn't conform my men on papa no water. I mean, I could share the Mokan was so apt that your children will grow up and they will see that your papa the Juma he insult people for money. Really? Ufo 1K, no. Ufo 1K, I would be saving and only attempt the for money. Seriously. It's just sad. The chief NDC chairman, I will never ever. Ne bank crowd MP crown and cut that so could the idea fatiatem. Senator Rollins will never do that. So no crowd mona on papa ye ni moja and a sign a NDC manifesto. Me, I was there 2003. I was there. The entire hate me no. I quite hate that this is a woman who are born in Brawa. Yeah, Juma as a journalist has 20 years plus. Something you can do absolutely nothing about. Oh, Bolaso now. Also, here reporting Bolaso, really. Bolaso. We've covered 7 elections, 7 general elections. Are you kidding me? I mean, Charlie. Ado. Yambragio. Yeah, before. Yeah, no, be never fire quabrochro. Yeah, before I near see ya die you. Near see ya done. And you what? Your only achievements are why brony pete. Seriously, that's an achievement. That is an achievement. Then the come better form. Because we are married to some very responsible men. Very responsible people. Very responsible. Now to meet or no, I miss a branch away to meet and no did me kuno. You cannot be even a quarter of the man my husband is. A quarter of the man my husband is. You cannot. Nishu crown to me lazy. You cannot even stand next to my husband. That is a very prominent, important, respectful, responsible man. This is a leader. And you have the audacity. So they didn't attempt. And I see this person is so shallow that and maybe this is a man who has real estate, our houses. Our houses are there rented. He's not like you are old Nabola so. Okay, Tete no boy and see the bola bed. Who Nabola so? Ojina bola so no bia be ware no clean you up. Clean up limpodi owner was here udi atemasa what did he? My husband he has houses what they are renting go for. Busume so anu agene and he has just say I don't even have to brag about my husband but sometimes I think I have to brag about him. I have to yeah, need for phone ante. You're very responsible. You are not a quarter of the man my husband is. To be 2 and no dinner them. Now they are caught so fixated. And now Gofredamika and it appears that maybe I'm living rent free in his head. On any mini Teletubbies, I live rent free in his head. Every day, baby, I know about me a queer pocky. I'm living rent free because who about what achieve that? You are the only about him now achieve a bro, the pattern not in. But you don't know about Ghanania or no contemporary what it's in already. I cost to every point of my life. I have sweated for it. Me quite do back in multimedia from Anopa because I'm 11. My record is there on multimedia because you back at no. Get with it. She doesn't play with her job. No. Election by me to me TV so 10 hours straight up. Mas I don't get it twisted. Yeah, more beyond diverting attention. Bank of Ghana for you need to explain to us. 3.18 billion. No? We need to explain. You need to explain to us. Why bottom nako? Where is the loss coming from? Why na deka? What there na mo ye nti mo arrive say mo de sika no kwa ye. You have to explain to us. Na Bank of Ghana for your money so mo explain sika na chira kwan say mo boka we ato. And that is why some media person need go upon and talk another diversionary tactics. The core of the issue is sika no we. Mama kokunto kwa we go upon na go upon so I respond no diversionary tactics emfa. Diversionary tactics me say emfa o emfa. Sika no we $3.18 billion. $3.18 billion Bank of Ghana is kind of way. Gold now got on 19 tons of gold. We will not allow any diversionary tactics to maza. Mukochi abronya 1 million times to grant for would they deal with abronya? Second, they are court of competent jurisdiction. And nothing as they say, omu push ya say the law judges for gum judge ne kwani ehunahuna judge awu betimi ama obema judgment omu penny am yasama awama kitchen blogger no do atemo to the stand na no ne papa case ko court won so be ye judge no a judge awa koni square radi nyankopon. And again NDC fan ka he obey ye judge no watch your back threaten the judge yanka he. And so to me kwachi abronye say publication of false news. Which me kwachi obi why billboard say Mahama Dunso is back. Me say the Mahama I know will never approve say kwachi obi because wakase tia Mahama. The Mahama I know will never do that. Enti Mahama krona ono waba no say president Mahama yi waba say ananya the president Mahama I know. This one there is a different president Mahama. The president Mahama I know will never tell anybody. He will never tell anybody. What I said? Because they see an issue about the MPI opportunity. This is an issue that Ghanaians ought to know what the details is. And it's sad. Because I don't like that they will do politics with anything, including MPI opportunity. No. There should be no politics in this matter. Ono na bia so akwakoya na de na FBI for hwe ono ankasa so it must come out clean. What I say must come out clean, not pay the lawyers. No mean defending everybody is there's presumption of innocence. Yet you be a man say you are innocent and to proving guilty. What I say, you know, or also our rights to be defending also you're innocent. So this matter should not even be politicized, but it's very instructive and very interesting. Say a whole first saying MP. And look at how a MP, very interesting. Asante Achimagogo is an MPP stronghold, but for the first time, you know, independent candidates and were winning. And because he was such a sensation, you know, everybody was interested in how he became MP, and he appears to be the darling boy of Nkrofua or more area constituency. So that's good. It's immediate anything for young man be our person or politics or any year I support it. But it's very interesting. Say FBI for are interested in an MP. And for that, because FBI for sorry can check. And the American law, no before Mbeka say you be next some more probable cause. America for law, no before I bet you no. That's some more probable cause. Probable cause. This is a more particular issues to be. See, this is American law. American law before power many to me say betche. And for that matter, no within the jurisdiction of America. And no why you be against federal law no. And no. Now, international arrester. They must even prove beyond the probable cause. Because our probable cause no cry no say it was said prosecutors FBI for no prove it. There are particular issues to be aware, and they have to produce evidence to a judge. Tio, because America for more law, no constitution, more say they can arrest without a warrant. It's not just MP no monitano. And from the manifest of flight, no fire from Ghana say he was on the flight. Because FPF, and I'm sure they know, say in Ghana, no, omunim say there's immunity. And to be immunity, a Ghana no to mean channel because he's a member of parliament, or the person has parliamentary immunity. And with the parliamentary immunity, no to mean channel. And they waited as MP to quite pet that parliamentary immunity within the boundaries of Ghana, within the jurisdiction of Ghana. Or try Ghana immunity in Yaduma be to bet me channel. But within Ghana, there, to mean channel because of high immunity, no. What I say? It's no much ya so but it's in America said before Krana FDI for now your homework a dear issue in no more MP no my established that. And then one issue because me catch America for no omo before Mbeka say omo ye friend say probable cause against you. Not so much say am who say hey why you B why you C why you say omo evidence and money no makeka bom no de call judge ho a judge asem no only mo no maka judge say judge when the evidence I war against Asubesi, we need him for questioning for this. And then yes, say, keke. On to me, America for to me, judge on because say say MP na you say into a question no, and your probable cause is not enough to satisfy the requirement of probable cause. Into also we shame said no, your evidence I just a paper will be our transfer is the coha. We are investigating. I was so the judge no. One, now they are not all. Two, why no so information now they are all. Why now they can't home. Now they are said judge and not judge name was okay. Now this one can amount to probable cause. Just say, and you know so announce someone in the law.